Hello and welcome back to another Space Engineers Showcase video. In today's video we're looking at another helicopter, but this time it's completely vanilla using a fair few scripts, and that is the S-70 BlackHawk. Oh yes, I've done quite a few BlackHawks on this channel, but this one does look rather marvellous, doesn't it? So that is it, just going around the outside, and they'll go around in detail. So we are using the projectors, and you could, if you really wanted to, remove them and add in the proper helicopter propellers from the helicopter mod pack. Yes, this is a very interesting one, because we're using the Mart script for both the cannons on the left and the right, so you can see right there and there. And the way it flies is also very interesting, because you don't have any reverse thrust basically, you have to actually tilt back in order to stop. I'll come back to that a little bit later on. First, we have to go around the outside and see what this thing has to offer. At the very front, we have a camera in the dead center of two cockpits, so you can see exactly where you're going, where you need to aim, and all that. It's surrounded by some unfinished blocks, which is very nice. And that's it from the sides. Unfinished slope blocks, some unfinished button, and an unfinished light just in front of it, which does look great. But yes, below that we have an ore detector. So we can just fly over some resources and see if there's any good old iron or uranium nearby. Below that we have a spotlight on a rotor. Yes, there's one slightly behind it right there, which we can turn on and blast at your enemies and hopefully blind them. We then, on the left hand side, have this rather interesting thing. It's like a ramming spear, but it's probably like an antenna or something like that. But I like to think of it as a ramming spear. So you just go head first into someone and hope you deal a lot of damage. Coming around the side, we've got good use of the both rounded and the sloped armoured blocks. So we see a little bit of rounded there. And then we're using the standard Space Engineers cockpit, and of course the standard Space Engineers skin. So no DLC packs have been used, or at least I can't see any DLC packs that have been used. Coming across, we have a rocket launcher. Yes, these two rocket launchers, one on both sides, have been timer blocked, so they'll fire one, then the other, then the other one, like that. They fire quite slowly, so you do have to kind of aim with these if you want to hit your target if they're moving. Below that, we've got our Mart Gatling gun. Yes, so the good old Mart script, where you can take control of this custom turret with your mouse. You just view through the camera, and you can left mouse to shoot this standard Gatling gun at your enemies. It's very nicely set up. Coming across, we have this, which is kind of like an engine, but is not an engine, because all the thrusters have been hidden away at the top there or inside it. But we do have this blast door edge sitting in the middle there. If I was to come all the way through, we have a cargo container, multiple cargo containers in fact. And then as we come to the other side, we have a small little slope block with another cargo container. So it's a storage thing, it looks like. I see it as an engine, it could be a proper storage thing, it's whatever you want to make out. I don't know helicopters that well. On the side there, we have got a light. Yes, this light will blink red when you activate the engines. Moving across, we've got a button. This button and the one on the opposite side, when pressed, will open up this door and it will slide all the way back to allow you to walk straight into it and get inside. Yes, just peering through the window very quickly. We can see a bunch of cargo containers, we can see some scripts on the LCD screens. We've got some rotors, we've got a bunch of chairs. Yes. Looks very good in there, but I'll come back to that a bit later. Up and above, we have a danger sign. Oh yes, don't put your head up here or it's going to get sliced off by this propeller. Even though it is a projector, you can still pretend it's a proper propeller and, well, just chew everything up. We do have a light just there to make sure you can actually see that it's dangerous around there. Coming across, we've got atmospheric thrusters. Yes, this thing can only be used in an atmosphere, but if you were really intent on using it in space, you could just remove them and maybe set up a few hydrogen thrusters just to push you around space. Up and above that, we've got another ore detector, which is purely for decoration, but it can still be used to detect ore if you want to just drop a friend off and go mining, then come back a little bit later once your friend has finished mining. We have a propeller at the back here, which is sitting on two rotors. I'm not too sure how it goes, but from the looks of it, from where I've been flying around, it is on a bit of an angle. It could just be rotor locked, but you never know. The projector there is also projecting a sound block, which is the central point of the propeller, which is very nicely done actually. It's very nice. It's a shame you can't colour the little yellow ring. It would look quite good. And last but not least, we need to come all the way around to the back where we have another light that will blink once we turn on the engine. And just got to come up above for the propeller. So this is the propeller on a projector, on a rotor. Yes, the double rotor is there to allow it to spin much faster than usual, or at least that's how I think they work. I'm not too sure. I would never put a rotor on a rotor like that in case the game just says no and decides to crash the desktop. I haven't had a good experience with rotors during my time playing this game. But yes, at the very front, we've got 2 more atmospheric thrusters. These to help you slow down, but they won't stop you if you're at an angle. No, you do have to tilt backwards in order to completely stop. But we have a camera there, which can be used to view forwards if you want a above cockpit view. And now it's time, I believe, to actually go inside. But I will take a sneaky look underneath here, see if there's anything good going on. We've got some wheels that are not proper wheels, they're just attached onto blocks, so they can't drive forwards, but you can bounce on them if you have a hard landing. Oh, we've got tons and tons of thrusters underneath here, so we've got a camera to view down, and a lot of thrusters. How many is that? 3, 6, 9, 12, 15 atmospheric thrusters to lift you off the ground. We've got what I believe is a small battery and another cargo container. That could be a reactor, but I'm not too sure from looking at it from that angle. And that is basically it for the outside. It's a lovely ship, isn't it? Considering it's pure vanilla blocks, it looks absolutely fantastic. And one thing I did forget to do, of course, was to actually find the BlackHawk. There it is. So you see there's quite a few BlackHawks. There's another one right there. Yes, this one weighs in at 1,518 small blocks, which is surprisingly small actually, considering it's quite a chunky boy. Yes, it's a very chunky boy. So now it's time to take control of my character, and we need to take a look inside this area here. So pressing the button will open up this door and allow us to walk straight into it. It does stop before it hits the thrusters, so you could technically open it up while you're flying, and there's no risk of the door getting damaged by those thrusters, but sadly there's no actual player parachutes to use. Kind of a shame. Maybe they might add them with the next update, you never know with them. But this is the inside. We got a lot of chairs with not too much going on with them. We just sit there, it's all good. We've got a lot of LCD screens. If I can get a little bit closer, it's very cramped in here. There we go. So we've got our LCD screens there telling you all the components in the ship, and another one on the other side doing the exact same. We've got a clock on a programmable block, and we've got our speedometer on another one. If I can just squeeze out of there. We've got a warning sign because we can open up this door by pressing it on the inside. So both doors are now opened up, and you just walk straight through. We've got a lot of cargo containers absolutely everywhere, with a few things hidden around. So there's some guns, we've got ammunition, we've got some tools, a bit of uranium, and yes, quite a lot of uranium actually. Quite a lot of small reactors on this thing. There's our rockets, some more tools, and some ammo for the Armament Gatling guns. At the front here we've got a few more LCD screens that are basically the same as one we've seen already, but we do have one which is of course our electricity and hydrogen, and another one over here which is giving us a summary of everything in the cargo containers. And last but not least, our co-pilot and our pilot cargo containers. Yes, a personal one for each pilot where we get into them. Nothing much is going on with the co-pilot, but we do have an LCD screen there to keep you busy. And in the actual pilot seat, we've got another LCD screen. We can sort of see on their screen over there the clock, and a little bit to be doing. So for safety reasons, what I'm going to do now is just switch over to this one over here. We've got some companions in there, which I've just rammed in there. The game didn't like me closing the door on them, but never mind, eh? Let's hop in here and see what it has to offer. So pressing number 1 is how we turn on the engine. Let me just get a good view there. I think that'll do nicely. Press number 1. The engines will start up. The projectors on the rotors will start turning. And there we go. We are now good to go. And we can even take off. Because if this is turned off, you cannot press space to take off. We have to turn it on, and it will activate the thrusters underneath, allowing you to lift off. And that's what we're going to do right now. There we go. 2, 3, and 4 are for the lights all the way around the ship. So we've got the cockpit lights, we've got the entrance lights, and we've got the passenger lights, and we have the flight lights. And then we have these spotlights at the front, so there's the 2 spotlights where we can turn them on and off. We then have a thruster, which isn't your traditional type of thruster, no. if we turn this off, we are still in the air because the thrusters underneath are completely separate. This is how we're going to fly it normally. So we're going to tilt, and it will start moving. And then we press space, and we go along like that. And if we want to stop, we can activate them and just tilt backwards. And there we go, we've sort of stopped in place. But I'm just going to leave them active for the moment because there's still a few more things to go over. Number 9. It's a battery. If you need that emergency power, it's there for you to use. On tab number 2, we got number 1, which is the same as the previous tab. It'll simply turn off thrusters. Number 2, view forwards. Number 3, view slightly above it. Number 4, look down. And number 5, look inside the helicopter. On tab number 3, if I just come out of there, number 1 is for the rockets. So let's fire them. There we go. Like I said, it's quite slow firing. So you have to aim properly. Maybe not use these for moving targets and instead pummel a base with them. Number 3 and number 4 are how we're going to control the marked Gatling guns. So number 3 is going to take control of the left hand side. If I turn the camera around, there we go, and start moving my mouse, there we go. We got our up and down, and we got our left and right. And we can left mouse to fire both of them. A little bit odd firing them both, but still you can change it so you only fire one side. Number 1 is to view the camera where you can shoot and aim properly. Zoom in a lot. Oh god. That zoom though. Yep, you can see just how inaccurate those Gatling guns are. Anyway, yes, coming out of that, we then have number 2, which is to turn off this Gatling. The weird part about this one is we've turned off the Gatling, but if I hold fire, we fire the other side. Yeah, so you do have to turn off both sides if you want them both completely turned off. Number 4 and number 5 are simply to lock the rotors, so that just stops me from turning left and right, and number 5 will stop me from going up and down, so I can't do anything with that. But let me just go and reset them back, like so. Coming out of that one and going to number 4, it's the exact same, where I can just turn that around, shoot it a bit, and yes. Yep, tab number 4, 5, 6, we have nothing on there, so we are now good to go. So let's now go for a proper fly, shall we? Let me just land this back down on the ground, like so. There we go, and we're going to turn off those thrusters. It's time to take off. So going up into the air, got to get a nice lot of height, and it's time to tilt ourselves, and here we go. We're now just going to fly. We do have those 2 thrusters on the side, which are going to stop us from going completely left into the ground, or completely right even. But we can just keep on flying. And if we want to stop, we then have to tilt ourselves back. In fact, activate those thrusters, tilt ourselves up, and hit the ground horribly. Oof, good thing this is... Oh god, oh, what the hell? I've lost complete control of it. Uh-oh. How the... Ugh. I thought only the mod could do that. Oh dear. Well, there's only one way to solve this and free those people. So unfortunately I had a little bit of an accident hitting the ground there. I didn't expect to actually lose complete control from hitting the tail, but apparently you do. So I'm just going to bury this and launch all the people out of it. Oh dear, there we go. Oh, you survived, my good sir. Where did all your friends go? There was like 20 of you in there. Oh well. Look at all this stuff that fell out of it, though. That's a lot of uranium. Anyway, let's go and just spawn in a new one. Oh, what the hell's that? Let me just spawn in a new one. Yeah, that'll do. Let me just snap it. There we are. And spawn it in. When you spawn it in, it will fall to the ground. So make sure it's close to the ground or it's going to break. Nope. Just activate that. Lifting off. You can lift off before the propellers start. But yes, that was a very weird thing. Just hitting the tail and losing complete control. Here we go. Turn off them. Don't really want to have those thrusters turned on. In fact, I can... Yeah. That's all good. Then if we want to... Where's my rockets? There's my rockets. Let's now pummel into this. Destroy the solar panels. Ooh, all good. All good. Let's now go in third person. Just do a little... turning, and... Ooh, let's try this one. Yes, kill them. There we go. We are slowly... I'm kind of concerned there. Yep, I knew it. Take control. But yes, this is basically it. It's a lovely helicopter, which is quite fun to fly, actually. It's rather chunky as well. Oh, speaking of that, should we ram it with that spear, which is totally a spear at the front? This will go well, I think. In fact, no. Let me put those thrusters on. I want complete control over this, and I want to go as fast as possible. There we go. Oof, that's a sharp turner. Turner? Corner. Wow, I'm mixing words now. Can't even speak. I'm turning into Sean Connery. Here we go. Let's just get rid of that. Don't want that information on the screen. Ramming spike ahead. And here we go. I hate to say it, but that ramming spike did really well there. I think I can still reverse. Yes, we're still flyable. That ramming spike worked. We took very little damage. We somehow turned the guns to be pointing down. But we did quite a number on the base. I mean, yeah, it was only like, what, 3 blocks? But still, pretty good at ramming. And I think I lost the guns. Nope. Actually, yeah, I lost the guns. Oh, that's a shame. I'm going to have to use these instead. There we go. Anyway, yes, that is it for this video. If you like what you see, you can download it from the description below. I highly recommend you do, because it's quite a lot of fun. And it is a rather pretty helicopter. Thank you all for watching, and I'll be back with another video some point soon. Bye bye.